Hello, 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 OFP family, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the show. I am Coach Yasin. I will be your host on this magical carpet ride that is the OFP Tuesday coaching call. If you guys can hear me, go ahead and drop a yes in the Zoom chat down below. Let me know if you guys can hear me so that way we can get this party started. Awesome, awesome. Trevor, Emilio, Angela, Jen, Rashad, it's an absolute pleasure to have you guys on the coaching call. I appreciate you guys hopping on. I am super excited to dive into everyone's questions here today. So as always, if you guys are new here, how we do these calls is that you can go ahead and drop any questions that you have inside of the Zoom chat down below. And then I am going to go ahead and one-on-one unmute you and bring you on as a panelist. So that way you can turn on your video, turn on your mic, and then that way we can get your question answered. So we do this in first come, first serve basis. So please go ahead and anybody who does have a question, go ahead and drop your question in the Zoom chat down below. So that way we can go ahead and start answering any questions that anyone might have. The other thing that if you guys want to go ahead and do, so that way you guys can see other people's questions as well, is that on the Zoom chat, there's a little blue icon that says two panelists. If you click on that and you change that to panelists and attendees, then you will be able to send your message to everyone inside of the Zoom chat, and that way everyone can see everyone else's questions. Now, the first 25% to 50% of this coaching call here today, we're also going to be doing a hot seat with the one and only Angela. So I'm going to bring her on board here. She's one of our students who's been absolutely crushing it. And so we're going to be talking a little bit to her and see how her progress has been. And then everyone else, as we're going over the coaching call with Angela, please go ahead and drop any questions that you have inside of the Zoom chat box. So that way we can go ahead and get those answered. And I'm going to go ahead and bring Angela on here to promote to panelist. Bridget, thank you so much for changing it to panelists and attendees. So that way everyone else can see your messages in the Zoom chat as well. Hey, Angela, what's up? How are you?
Hello. How are you?
I'm great. Happy Tuesday.
Good. Thank you. Happy Tuesday to you too.
Absolutely. What's up? Are you in Florida? Are you in Indiana? What's going on?
Nope. I am home. I am in my new office. Yes. I've got stuff all over, and then this is a spare bedroom office. Kevin's over there. I'm right here.
I love it.
And so I got this stuff out of the kitchen, out of my kitchen, desk. I have a desk in there too. So yeah, it is all new, but nothing's done in here yet.
Hey, look at you. You're an online business owner now. You got your own desk. You got your own computer set up.
There you go.
I love it.
Yes. It is so cool.
Phenomenal. Yeah. Angela, as we do every single week, I do want to make sure that we hop into any questions that you might have, as well as what's going on in your world. So talk to me. How have things been on the business side of things?
Busy. Oh my goodness, today is Tuesday. Today is update plans and looms and all that stuff. And oh my gosh, I have not slowed down. I have sat down all the time. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to get up. I got to move. So I'm up and down, and been busy updating plans and calls. I've done calls today. I've got a lot set up already this week and even into next week. I did my live yesterday, and oh my gosh, it went crazy, and I got so many messages and so many calls just from that. I think I booked like 10 or 12 calls yesterday.
I know.
Literally right after my live. So it was like crazy. It was a good day.
I was sneak peeking into your group, and I think you got like over 100 comments on your live or something crazy like that, or
yeah, it was nuts, right?
There you go.
Yeah, that's it right there. Yeah,
108. Yeah. And so you absolutely crushed it on the Facebook Live and your side of your group the other day. That's
so it's fun. And I was kind of surprised. I had like 12 people on live the whole time. And it was like 30 some minutes.
Yeah.
And they were, I was, yeah. So that was pretty cool. That was neat.
I love it. Phenomenal. So it sounds like you've been chugging along, which is awesome. Did you have any specific questions that while you're on here that I could go ahead and answer for you?
Yeah, just real quick. I'm using my phone on the live, and I use my computer screen for like the notes that I was looking. looking at to kind of go back and forth. But one of my gym clients who was on the training, she's actually in this program as well. She's the one who couldn't get it together in the gym with me. Like, I trained her for like 3 years. And so once she started this program, she like blew up, went crazy, finally dropped weight. I mean, we couldn't get her to move 2 or 3, 4 pounds tops for 3 years. And now she's down to, I don't know how much she's lost now. Let's say probably 15, 20 pounds, something like that. And she hasn't been this lean since she got married 35 years ago.
Wow.
So she told me today, she's like, I never would have believed that I can eat more and lose weight. I've noticed that every time I do eat more, I lose more weight. And if I stop eating, I gain weight or I stand still. And that's what I couldn't get around her head. I couldn't wrap that around her head without my help. So now that, we're doing that, and it's perfect. It's great. So she threw out a lot of little fun things today, just kind of overviewing her journey in the program, which was awesome.
So sorry to interrupt you there. So you mean to tell me that the 12-step nutrition program that we outlined inside of the OFP Grow program actually works?
Oh, it absolutely does. Absolutely does. But you got to follow it. And with the help of your coach, of course, you can definitely get there. Absolutely. 100%. Yes.
Absolutely. The reason I say that is because we've noticed the same thing with clients as well, is that in the gym, we're training them in person, and it's not what they're doing in the 1 hour that they're with us, is what they're doing in the other 23 hours, right?
Exactly.
Cake, and they're eating pizza, and at 12 o'clock at night they decide that it's a good idea to eat a pint of Bluebell ice cream for whatever reason. And then all of a sudden, when you give them the power of an online coach in the way that we outline inside of our program, it's like, wow, all of a sudden they start dropping weight and they get to eat more, which absolutely blows their minds, because it's like, oh, I always thought weight loss was about eating less. And so as long as they're eating the right kinds of foods, they can eat more. And so I just thought I'd highlight that for everyone else who's on the call right now, is that Angela has had a lot of clients get a lot of results who she's been working with in person and haven't seen those same results. And now online, they're seeing a lot better results.
Absolutely. 100%. I've even got people who she calls herself a junk food junkie. She said she bought 4 boxes of ding dongs at a time, and she was the only one eating them. Yeah. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, I don't know if this is going to be a good fit for you or not. And she's like, no, I can do this. I can do this. Well, she's in her first week and she's down 4 pounds. She's stuck with it. She's done great. Now, she's not doing perfect by no means. I can't just throw her in and make her go from 4 boxes of ding dongs to nothing. You know what I mean? Yep. But she's still drinking pop. She's still doing fruit. She's still doing things that we shouldn't be doing in the 10-day. But you know what? It's great for her. She's following it. She's getting results. And then we'll just take baby steps, So it works for everybody. You just got to meet them where they're at, and keep going. So I'm absolutely thrilled. But one of the questions why I bring her up, she said, hey, I know there's a way that you can actually flip your screen. I was showing her my new t-shirts, my tank tops and stuff I had got at the gym. And I was holding them. She's like, oh yeah, that reminds me. Your tank top, was backwards. She said, I know there's a way to flip that screen on your live video to where it's the right way. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. So how do you do that? Yeah. See how it's backwards?
Yeah.
She said, how can you, I know you can do it, but I don't know how.
So my question would be, when you were doing your Facebook Live, did you have the camera? Mm-hmm. I would imagine you had the camera facing you, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I think what she's
so you just...
Well, I think what she's referring to is that if you were going to point it the other way, right? So let's say, for example, you were going to point it the screen facing away from you and then the camera facing you, then it would show up. But the problem with that is that you wouldn't then be able to see the comments and the people who are on there. And so I would say the way you have it is fine. The only tip that I would give you, though, is that if you actually turn your camera sideways, if you have maybe get a tripod or something like that, your screen is actually going to then be, your video will take up the entire portion. So that way you'll get those black bars on the side.
I wondered about that. Yes, that would be great. That'd be I wasn't sure about that. Like I said, I'm so new to all this technology stuff. So, okay, perfect. So if I turn it, I was afraid to turn it because I thought, well, I don't know if it's going to go wonky or if people are going to have to look at me like this, sideways.
Correct. So if
Okay.
you actually go
Okay.
ahead and when you start the live, here's the thing though, is that you
Yeah.
have to make sure you turn it landscape before you start the live. Because what we've noticed, and sometimes it's a bug, is that if you go start live already and then you turn it landscape, for some reason it sometimes doesn't change. So what you do is you go ahead and
So do it first.
do it first. Yep. And then go ahead and start the live on your phone. And then that way it'll show the entire screen like normally.
Okay. Got it.
Yep.
All right. I can do that.
But
All right.
you did,
Awesome.
I mean, you did phenomenal. I mean, I'm looking at the interaction in your group. Interaction's doing phenomenal. Same thing here. If you go ahead and do landscape, that's great. You got 92 comments on that one,
Perfect.
which is phenomenal.
Yes.
So you're doing great. I mean, the biggest thing here is I would just recommend don't stop. Just keep on going, keep on going, keep that momentum alive, and just absolutely keep on crushing it.
Yeah. And you just said keyword there, momentum, because I mean, that is huge. That is because you always have lag time, by the time you talk to people, you set all these things. So like last week I was in Indiana. Okay. My daughter's birthday was Tuesday. So we didn't do anything. And so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I didn't do a whole lot because it was up there, and I still did stuff before I got up there, but there was a few days where I didn't, maybe 4, something like that, 5. And so now it's like, okay, now I'm in that lag time again. It's like, dang it, get it going again. So don't stop. Yes, that is key for sure. And I know that, but I knew, I had to do that. But like, since I've been back, I mean, like I said, yesterday, I scheduled like 10 to 12 calls.
Yep.
So I'm super excited. And even into next week, past my Calendly app or whatever site, I just booked them in here and went into my thing and plugged them in and be done,
Awesome.
I didn't want to wait. I didn't want to lose them,
Yeah, absolutely.
So that was all they could do.
That's a lesson for everyone else who's on the call here right now, is that the way that we have the strategy outlined is that, let's say, for example, you message a bunch of people, it sometimes takes a couple of days in order for them to actually check their messages and get back to you. And so let's say, for example, you message a whole bunch of people on Monday, and then you skip Tuesday, you skip Wednesday, you skip Thursday. Those people are going to get back to you on Wednesday, but then you missed out on a couple of days. So then you're going to have a little bit of a lag time, let's say maybe on Friday or Saturday. And so there is that little bit of that momentum period that Angela's talking about, that you have to be doing the basics every single day. If you are keeping on the basics, then you're going to start building that momentum and that snowball effect. So that way you have constant conversations that are happening, you have constant book calls that are being booked, and you have constant new clients that are coming in.
Yes, absolutely. And it does make a difference. I mean, it really does. It's much easier to keep the ball rolling than to get it started again.
There you go.
I mean,
Exactly.
it's just, a mind game and stuff, but it is, you want to keep going and keep that momentum up. So
Absolutely.
that's why I get up so early to start my day. I love it.
And that's why you win. And that's why you win, Angela. And that's why you're absolutely crushing it, is because you put in the work, which is absolutely phenomenal. And that's the biggest thing, is just putting in the work consistently.
Yes, definitely. It definitely takes work. But it will pay off if you can suffer and make sacrifices now.
Yep.
In the end, it's all, it all will come around to where you still have to do things, but things change.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
yes, so now I can hire a house cleaner and so I want somebody to hire as a cook.
Yeah.
Chef. But yeah, you get it.
Yep, absolutely. And that's what I'm excited for you. Probably in a couple of weeks from now, I'm going to start talking to you about hiring some coaches to be able to start doing the fulfillment. So that way you can then primarily focus on the sales and the marketing, booking calls booked, getting calls booked. And so that way you don't have to worry about the fulfillment and the coaching anymore. You just worry about the sales and marketing.
Yes. And that's what I'm so looking forward to. And I've already got 2 in mind. I've got one. Well, actually, I've talked to both of them. They both want to do it, and they're both excited about it and stuff. And they both be really good. One was a personal trainer for years, way back, but she doesn't do that now. And the other one's my stepdaughter, who has been crushing this and is a nurse and loves all this stuff. And she shocked me the other day because years ago she's asked me about competing herself, and I'm like, yeah, you could do bikini or whatever. She's a little bitty, but she never really stuck with anything. She's stuck with this program more than anything she's ever stuck with.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, she is doing phenomenal. And she's a nurse. She makes great money and everything. And she says, I think I want to be, because I had mentioned, I said, I need to hire coaches. And then she messaged me back and she says, are you serious? I think I might like to do that. Like, let's do it. Look into it. I need help,
I love it. I love
So
it. I love it.
that was awesome.
And the beautiful thing about this, I'll mention about this, Angela, for everyone else who's on the call as well. So everyone who's on the call right now is at different stages in the business. So obviously, Angela's been with us for a couple months now. She's absolutely been crushing it. That's why she's getting to the stage where she's thinking about being able to hire coaches. And obviously, we already do have the hire coaches training inside of the portal as well, in terms of how to hire them, how to train them, as well as how to compensate them. We already have an entire spreadsheet built out. And when you get there, Angela, I'll talk to you more about this, is we already have the spreadsheet built out in terms of how do you actually compensate somebody for a position like this, and how do you still stay extremely profitable as a business owner who's running an online health and fitness coaching business. But the beautiful thing about this is that when we were actually scaling NutriFit Wellness, which was Coach Malik and I's previous online health and wellness coaching business, we had 3 full-time coaches who each had 75 clients each. And the beautiful thing about this is that none of them, except one of them, so 2 out of 3 of them, were actually not personal trainers in the past. They were actually people who were previous clients, who had gone through the program, who lost a bunch of weight, who were convicted as heck because they believed in the system and the process. And sometimes those are the ones who make the best coaches, because they know the system works and they know it inside and out. And so all you got to do, and I'm going to get Angela in here to comment on this in a second, is that all you got to do is that even if they don't have any nutrition background, the beautiful thing about step 4 of the GROW program is there's over 20 hours of training on how to be the best online health coach on the planet. Like, Angela came in, and yes, she was doing personal training for a long time, but she never ran the 12-step nutrition system in the way that we have it outlined on here. And so she was literally able to pick it up and go from there. And the same can happen with anybody that you decide to bring on board as a coach. They don't have to be somebody who has a NASM certification or a PT background or somebody who's been in health and fitness for a lot of years. They can just be somebody who's passionate as heck, loves to help people. And honestly, for online health and wellness coaching, you really just need, you just got to be a nice person and be able to message people back and be able to give them tips. And the rest of the training is all here inside of step number 4 on how to be an online health and wellness coach.
Yes, absolutely. That's super cool. Super, super cool.
Yep. I love it. I love it. Angela, what else you got? Any other questions that came to mind?
Yes, I do. Okay. How do I get my link? And I've seen this somewhere and I cannot find it. And usually when you want a link, all you got to do is copy it, like up in here. I don't know if you can see you probably can't see my cursor. Yeah, like copy that and paste. But what I'm looking for is my link to my messenger, so that I can say, if I message new people and say, hey, if you don't see my message, you can find it here.
Yes.
And I remember seeing it, and I remember.
This is a great question. So basically what I'm going to rephrase your question, Angela, so that way everyone can tell, is that right here is, so just for everyone who's on the call right now, what you need to know is that if somebody is not your friend on Facebook, if you send them a message, your message is going to go into what is called on Facebook the outbox. And so what that means is, this is the inbox. There's another message requests folder called the outbox. And people do not get notifications for the outbox, meaning you need to be able to get your message in front of them inside of the right inbox. So you can see here, for example, with Vicky, Angela went ahead and messaged her and said, hey, I'll message you on Facebook Messenger. Now, when Angela, let's say, for example, hypothetically, if Vicky is not friends with Angela on Facebook, when Angela sends Vicky a message, Vicky's not going to see that message because it's in some other mystical land called the message inbox folder. And so that's why inside of the training, in step number 3, under module number 1 called booking calls, there's a training that says get them to see and reply. The training is called get them to see and reply. And so this training is specifically talking about how do you get your prospects to see your message. And so we talk about that in the training, but inside of the workbook of this, there is something that I highly recommend everyone put together. It's called a messenger link. Okay. This is called a messenger link right here. And in the messenger link is just basically, it's a link that goes directly to your conversation with you. So let me show you what this would look like. So I'm going to go ahead and log in to my Facebook on here. I'm going to go over to our OFP Facebook group. Okay. And I'm going to show you where Coach Malik, obviously all the strategies that we use right here. So you can see here, this is somebody who messaged on our Facebook Live. Coach Malik said, hey, just sent you a DM. Let me know if you got it. You can find my message right here. Now, this message is a link to a conversation with Coach Malik. So if I click on this, you'll see that this is going to open up, and I'm going to go ahead and continue as Yasin. This is going to open up with a conversation directly to Coach Malik. And so when Yolanda here clicks on this link, it's going to take her to the exact message that Coach Malik sent her inside of her inbox on Facebook Messenger. So in the training, I go over how to create this, but just to give you the high level overview, you go ahead and let me show you where Angela's would be. So Angela, on yours, if you go to your profile right here, yours is going to be view main profile right here. Yours is going to be ANGTAGUE, your last name right there. So Ange and then your last name. That is your Facebook username. So what you need to do is you go over to this training, this link right here, m.me/your username.
Gotcha.
Angela, your username, your link is going to be Ange.me. Let me go ahead and copy it right here. Ange.tag. Boom. Just like that. That is going to be your link. m.me/ and then your username. And so whenever anybody clicks on this, so this is what your message is going to look like. It's going to look like this. It's going to say boom, boom, and then I'm going to go back over here. So let's say, for example, Vicky says, hey, you send Vicky a message. And then instead of putting, hey, I'll message you on Facebook Messenger, you would just go ahead and put, just sent you a DM. Let me know if you got it. If not, you can find my message here. And this is the link. And now I don't want to send this in right now because obviously I'm logged in as Coach Malik. So that way we don't want to send Vicky a message as Coach Malik. But when this link is going to be a hyperlink, just the same way that the other hyperlink was when I showed you it inside of our own Facebook group right here. So this link would show up just like that, but that username is changed to Angela's. And so that way the client doesn't have to search around where their outbox is, where their inbox is, where their message request folder is. And so that is the #1 strategy on how to get them to be able to find your message. And that's what we call technique #1, URL to your inbox comment. And so this is what the training we talk about here in step #3, module #1, getting them to see and reply to your messages. And so if you're sending messages to people from your Facebook group, if you're sending messages to people anywhere else and they're not seeing your message, then you can't actually get them to reply and you can't have a conversation with them and then you can't get them to book a call. And so that is the #1 strategy that I would recommend for everyone on the call is use a messenger link. And we go over all of that and how to set it up in detail inside of this training right here in step #3.
Gotcha. Awesome. Yes, I have watched that. I remembered it, but I knew it was there and I couldn't figure it out because I hadn't had to use it yet. And I'm like, I don't know what mine is. Perfect. So, okay. But I needed to use it. So that was.
You need to use it. So like all of these comments that you're sending over here to Dina and Vicky and all of these ones right here, you want to replace all of these. Obviously you don't have to go back and do them now. But going forward, you want to go
everybody
ahead
there I knew. So I knew we were already, and we had already made conversations prior to that on Facebook or on Messenger before, but does everybody check it? No. So, okay. Gotcha. So do that on all of them.
Correct. Yes. And so that's why I've gone ahead and inside the training, we give you a couple different templates. You can use, hey, sending you a private message, check your message request folders. If you don't see it, you can click on this. So we just give you a different couple variations of it. So that way, when you actually go ahead and tell somebody to find your message, you can just use one of those templates that we provide in there.
Perfect. Awesome. That is fantastic. Okay.
Absolutely.
Other one is just a basic nutrition meal guide. For the group. Now, I know I have it, but to make it pretty or to put my name on it or logo or whatever, because of Canva, we use that. That's great, but it's already done for me. So I go in and take that and I mean, I don't even have to have my name on it, but I mean, make it something to where it's for my clients. It's not, you know what I mean? Too messy, too just kind of basic or whatever.
Correct. And let me just make sure, are you talking about the meal plan that we provide inside of the meal plan library? You want to edit that?
Well, I want to give the free resource to my people in my group that they can just click on something. I was looking through Kalen's Facebook group and he had it in the files and I'm like, oh, that's super cool. That's what I want. And I need to put that in mine. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. Something basic, not like that gives like super detailed.
Yeah, absolutely. So
But yeah, like the recommended food list.
yeah, so you can use the recommended food list.
Right.
That's one that you can provide. The other thing
Right.
that I'll mention is that this is something that other students have requested as well. So what we're actually working on, probably by the end of next week, we're going to have this inside the portal, is we're actually working on a food list that's already built out in Canva. So that way you can edit it and make it all fancy and stuff like that.
Perfect.
So that way you
Perfect.
can just
That's
export it from Canva from there.
okay. Perfect. That's exactly what I was looking for.
Yep. So we're
Okay.
working with a designer. We've hired her and she's supposed to be
Okay.
working on it right now. And so we're trying to build it inside of Canva for you guys already. So just like all of the other Canva templates that we have in the training program where you just download them and then you can edit them from there, we're working on having all of these PDFs inside of Canva. So that way they're all editable for you and you can go ahead and spruce them up, make them all fancy, edit text from there, whatever it is that you guys would need, you guys can do that from there as well.
Awesome. 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 That's fantastic.
Yep. Love it.
Okay. So I got that. And, okay. All right. One other one. And this is just one because I have been sitting all day long and I think, oh, I got to get up.
Yeah.
On your phone, there is not a way on Trainerize to update plans on your phone, is there?
Great question. So
I mean, like some of the things.
Great question. So you mean, just to reference everyone on the call right now, Angela's asking Trainerize, for all of those you guys who haven't set up Trainerize is the platform that we actually use and recommend that you guys coach all of your clients in. So what Angela's asking is there a way to be able to update clients' programs, AKA the calendar, their workouts, their habits on the mobile app? So Angela, the answer to the question is, from what I know, as of right now, no. Because the mobile app right now is pretty limited. I think there's a very clunky way to do it. I think like if you logged in on your browser and then did it like that, but it's going to be a gazillion times slower.
Yeah. On the I'm with you. Okay. I just wondered because I thought, man, this would be really good if I could get on my tread climber and just walk and play with my app, because sometimes that's what I do with my people. You know, I'm talking to them or I'll message them, you know, friend requesting or whatever it is. You know, I can get on there for however long, 40 minutes or something, and talk to people.
You might have to get a treadmill desk after a while once you make enough.
Yes, that might be nice. Absolutely.
Get yourself a treadmill desk.
Yeah, that is so cool because I want to do something, and it's easy to look on your phone and time goes fast and, you know, do stuff on your phone. And I thought, man, if I could just update some of this on the phone while I'm walking.
Yep. No,
get
absolutely.
me out of this chair.
Yeah, absolutely. That way, you know, you can maybe get a treadmill desk. You can use your computer then on a treadmill, and that way you can move and still work on the computer as well.
Yeah, that's an awesome idea. I love that. I'll be darned. Cool.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Hey,
I think that was about all the questions that I had at
perfect.
the moment.
Awesome. Those are some really good questions. I'm sure there's a lot of other people on the call who got a lot of value out of that as well. And for everyone else who's on the call, please go ahead and drop, if you have a question, inside of the Zoom chat box down below, and I can go ahead and unmute you and bring you on board just the way that Angela's on board right now. And we can go through any questions that you might have, so that way we can go through them one-on-one together. But other than that, Angela, I would say just keep on crushing it, keep on scheduling those calls, keep on closing those clients. And I think next week you and I will go ahead and dive into your business intelligence sheet. I'm interested to see about how that is looking for the month of June so far as well.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
Cool, Angela. I'm going to get you into the other side. And if you have any other questions, make sure you drop them in the chat box. Okay.
Okay. Sure will.
Awesome. Talk to you soon, Angela. Bye.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Bye. I love it. I do see, Emilio, you have your hand up. I'm not sure if you have a question. If you do have a question, go ahead and drop it in the chat box and I can go ahead and unmute you. I do see Erica, you had a couple questions. I'm going to go ahead and unmute you here right now, Erica. And then after that, I have Rashad, because Rashad, I noticed that you said you had a question about pricing. So we'll go ahead and go over your question. I'm going to go ahead and Erica, I'm going to promote you over to a panelist. So that way we can go ahead and see what's up in your world. And everyone else, if you have a question, please go ahead and drop it inside of the chat box. So that way I can go ahead and unmute you and we can go ahead and talk about it. I love it. Rashad. So this is what I got. I got Erica, then we got Rashad, then we got Emilio, then we got Trevor. I see that you guys have, Rashad has a question about pricing. Emilio has a question about featured photos. And then Trevor has a question about tracking conversion rates. So that way we can go over that as well. Erica, you are on. If you're available, go ahead and unmute yourself. And then. Hey. What's up, Erica? How are you?
I'm good.
I love it. I saw you had some questions that you posted in the chat box. What's going on?
So I I launched my Facebook group over the weekend. But I had not yet completed, obviously, like the whole program. I had just signed up. And so, I mean, it was really great, but what ended up happening to me is that I had like quite a few yeses. And then like I had already posted the yes post because I was following directly like all the steps.
Yep.
But
Good.
then after that, what ended up happening was that I ended up, because in one of the steps it told us to add like the Calendly link, and I ended up adding the link to that post. But I had not yet even got to where you talked about the Calendly link. I didn't even know that existed. I just went and did that, you know? And
Yeah.
so I did that. And then someone booked me today for a quick chat. And I was like, oh my gosh.
So you're
And I
telling me that
didn't
you
want to be
accidentally got a call booked.
unprofessional.
You accidentally got a call booked.
Yes. And so I ended up like going through like, oh my gosh, okay, so where is this? So I found the module where it talks about quick chat. I reviewed it a couple of times, and it was right in time for me to call him. And I called him because I didn't want to ask him like, hey, can I like reschedule you? And so I did that. And I guess now I'm just like, so I have another person who's like really interested, and I haven't gone through everything. So I feel like I'm all over the place, and I'm not distraught in any way. I just want to know, like, should I have not had launched yet then? Because I mean, I don't even, I'm still following, you know, like what to do.
Yep. And so here's the tip that I'm going to give you and everyone else who's on the call. The reason why step number 1 is called launch is because it kind of feels like an astronaut inside of a spaceship. It feels like when you're launching, the skin on your face is slowly peeling away because you feel like, what the heck? There's a lot going on, and I've launched. I feel like I'm in the air. I'm in an airplane trying to fix the airplane while I fly the airplane. And that overwhelm, Erica, is actually normal in the beginning. The only thing that I'll mention to you, and this is a change that we've made for everyone else who's on the call as well, is that we actually took out the Calendly link from the yes post in the beginning. So Erica, it's not a big deal for you right now because you've already gone ahead and done it. But for everyone else, there used to be a link here that used to say, hey, if you want to get in front of the line and go ahead and schedule a call right now, go ahead. And then there was a Calendly link there, AKA a link to your scheduler. So what we've gone ahead and done is we've gone ahead and changed the verbiage on that because a couple other students were getting overwhelmed with that. And we went ahead and said, hey, to get in front of the line and get your free 15-minute call, go ahead and shoot me a personal message on Facebook. So we went ahead and changed the verbiage.
Oh, well, honestly, in mine, and when I was doing mine, it said Calendly link, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess I got to figure out how to put Calendly link on here.
And that's fine. It's not a big deal either way. There's no right or wrong. This is something that we recently changed a couple of days ago. That's why we have the coaching calls to update everyone. But it's fine. So this is the biggest thing I'll say is that if you're getting calls booked already, Erica, what you would want to do is you want to make sure that you go ahead and go through the step number 3 as soon as possible, especially going through client acquisition overview and setup, which is the first module over here. And then you also want to go through the quick chat training as well as the strategy session training. So that way you can be up to speed in terms of how to do sales calls, how to be able to conduct those calls, and what all of that looks like. So that way you can actually start to be able to get the ball rolling.
Okay. So I did that. I went through client acquisition, number 1, quick chat, and I started doing strategy session because I noticed in quick chat that it said, oh, I'm going to send you right now this link that I did not have for like the whole questionnaire. And I was like, I'm just going to get on this call and I'll tell him, like, you know, I'll send it to him later. So I'm going through that now, and I'm sick as well. Like I poisoned myself somehow yesterday with my food prep. And so I've been doing this all like super ill. So it's been like very like long day for me. And so I ended up getting him to agree to a strategy call, which is on Thursday though. Like I didn't do it tomorrow. So I booked him for Thursday.
That's good.
So what else besides that, do I need to go through like all of 3? Because I know he's gonna ask me like, so how much is this gonna cost?
Yes.
And is it at the end of this get clients? Is that there in tracking
Correct.
sales
Great
metrics?
question. Great
Okay.
question. So here's the thing is that, especially in the beginning, if you're a little bit overwhelmed, you can skip the whole part in the quick chat strategy session, quick chat section where it says, I'll send you a link to a homework. So you can skip the homework if you'd like. So that way you don't have to worry about getting that set up in the beginning. If you feel like you have a lot of things on your plate right now, the homework is something you use later on if you're trying to qualify people for income and like what their job they have and if they're actually qualified. So in terms of your first couple calls, everyone else who's on the call right now, you are able to skip the homework if you feel like, you know what, I'm just going to go from quick chat to strategy session. That's number one. Second thing is that the strategy session training is A to Z with the script in there with the how to do the sales call as well as how to price your program as well. All of that is presented to the prospect at the end of the strategy session. Because here's the thing about sales. If you tell somebody my program is $400 and they don't actually have context of why they should pay $400, why it's worth $400, they're going to compare you to like, oh, Planet Fitness is 15 bucks a month. Why are you $400? You're overpriced. But when you actually go through the process of talking to them about the program, talking to them about their pain, talking to them about why they need to lose weight, all of a sudden 400 bucks is going to seem like nothing compared to what they have to offer in terms of your value. And so strategy session training, all of the training that's in here right now, Erica, that's the training that you want to go through.
Okay. And then last question. So in the call, I said that the program starts next week. So then, but if he signs up with me, not that that's a bad thing. That's what I want.
Yeah.
So then how do I prepare myself? I got to go through all of S4 then?
Great question. Great question. Great question. So the only thing that you'll have to go through this weekend will be module 1 and module 2 of step number 4. So you want to get your world-class fulfillment set up and you want to get your So if he signs up with you, then you would go through modules 1 and 2. And then that way you'll be able to do your onboarding call with him on Monday and then hop on the coaching call next Tuesday. And then I'll be able to walk you through the next step of what you got to go through.
Okay, and then I lied. Last question.
Yeah.
So this is my first week and my goal was to do my live this week. And I'm assuming that the first live from what I remember from the modules is really like my story and stuff like that. But I really want to have like a strong first live because I'm telling a lot of people about it and like hyping them up. So I then said to myself, I don't want this week to go past without doing my first live. And I told myself originally Tuesday, but I made myself sick. And so I really could not be on a live today. And so I set it for Thursday. And so I have a lot of work to do today and tomorrow. So where do I go to prep myself the best for my first live?
Good question. So one thing I'm go ahead and ease your concerns a little bit is that your first live is probably going to suck. And guess what? That's okay. Because the first time you did anything in life, you probably sucked at it. And so I don't want you to build up too much expectation and anticipation to yourself and be like, okay, I got to make this the best thing in the world. Because if the first time you ever swam or the first time you ever did a bench press or the first time you ever drove a car, and if you're like, you know what, this is the first time I'm going to do this, I got to knock it out of the park. That's a lot of pressure to put on yourself. So I would say, number one, just let yourself say, hey, you know what, even if I suck, it's okay. Because all you got to do is, you can see Angela's. I mean, I don't know if I showed you Angela when we were going on with Angela's. Angela's just very, very energetic. She's very, very positive. And she really, really, like, she doesn't, like, you can tell, like, when she's doing her live, she's like a little bit all over the place. And that's okay. Because of the fact that everyone loves her. You saw she got 109 comments on her Facebook Live. because of the fact that she's super, super positive. She's smiling. She's really out there. And so one of the things that you can do if you like, and I'm sure Angela wouldn't mind if I said this, and Angela, if you do mind, let me know and I'll go ahead and correct this, is that if you want to go ahead and join Angela's group, I think Jen is in Angela's group right now as well. Oh, look at this. We got a couple other students who are in Angela's group. So Susanna and Jen are in Angela's group as well. You can join Angela's group. You can join each other's groups and kind of see what everyone else is doing and kind of see how their lives are going. Because you remember, there's 350 million people in America and 50% of America is overweight. So trust me, you guys aren't going to be competing for each other's clients. So there's no competition here. There's more than enough clients to go around. So don't feel like there's a scarcity mindset in here. So Erica, if you want, you can join Angela's group and see what her life was like as well. And Angela, if you mind that, you can let me know, but I don't think she would mind that because I know that I can see Angela posted. She said, absolutely, I'm a rookie, but having fun. They're telling me it's fun. So that's the biggest thing, is just have fun with it and don't stress yourself out too much, and just smile and really talk about your goals, what you want for the group, what your background has been, why you're so excited to have everyone here, what's in store for them. Those are just some points that you can hit on, Erica, to make sure that you knock it out of the park with your first live.
Is there like an outline for that? I can't remember, like,
great question.
Like the things about like what's in store for them, you know, so that I'm saying stuff that I'm actually going to be able to like provide through my own training, right?
Yes, great question. So I go over a brief amount of this inside of the kickoff live stream. So this is step number
that's
1,
what I remember.
Module number 4, training number 3, the kickoff live stream. Basically, we go over a brief training on, you know, some basic outline for that. If you want the more advanced outline, if you want to go a little bit into kickoff live stream plus normal live stream, there's an entire training live stream in step number 2, where we provide an entire outline of kind of like, hey, you know, first 5 minutes you can do this, first 2 minutes you can do this, 15 to 20 minutes of a training, and then a call to action. But this is not the kickoff live stream. This is like
this for the first one?
No. This is the ongoing one. But if you want to use some tips from the ongoing one, you can do some of those tips.
It's one in class. The teacher's talking to me.
No problem, Erica. It's fine. It's fine. So that's the big thing I'll say, is you can use the kickoff live stream notes as well as the ongoing live stream notes and put those together to come up with an awesome live stream.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Now, the other thing I'll mention, Eric, I'm going to put you back into the attendees.
Sure.
But one thing I'm going to mention to everyone on the call right now, and Erica, this applies to you as well. These notes that I'm taking for you, right? I went ahead and took some notes for you, Angela. Excuse me, Erica, is that I went ahead and put some notes. Is that if it signs up, you want to immediately go to these modules. These notes, you can find them inside of the coaching portal. So the notes that I'm taking for everyone on these calls, you go over to OFP coaching call notes, and you click on this link. And what I'm doing for everyone who jumps on the call is I'm taking notes for you guys, so that way you guys know what it is that you guys need to focus on. So I'm just mentioning that to you, Erica. If you forget what I just talked about, not only will the recording be available for you in the portal, but also the notes will also be available for you inside of the coaching portal in here. Coaching call notes, it's inside of your portal. You click right here, and then you click on coaching call notes. And then this document is available for you to be able to see the notes that I'm taking for you guys as you guys are on the coaching call.
Okay, awesome.
Cool. Awesome, Erica. I'm super pumped for you. I know it feels a lot in the beginning, but you're on a good start. So keep on crushing it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. I love it. Some really good stuff on here. I'm going to go ahead and bring on next. We said that we were going to go ahead and bring on Rashad. So Rashad, I'm going to go ahead and unmute you on here right now. And that way we can go ahead and chat about pricing. So Rashad, you are on board. And then after that, I got Emilio. And then after that, we got Trevor. Awesome. Rashad, if you are on here, you can go ahead and unmute yourself. Can you hear me, my man?
Boom. I hear you.
There we go, my man. What's popping, brother?
How you doing, man?
Doing great. Long time no talk, huh?
All right. Just talked to you earlier, right? So, hi, everybody. This is, I'm just starting. Y'all don't even see me, huh?
There we go. I think your video is starting right now.
All right.
There he is. Awesome.
Oh, literally, this is like basically my first day, right?
Yep.
I did, right, talked to you earlier, but just so everybody knows, I did the group launch. I did everything except for my live. I didn't do my live yet. But so I'm very early, but I have a number of people who are aware that I'm transitioning from in-person to online, and they're already asking me, how much does it cost? What are you gonna do? What is it? When can I start? Right?
Yep.
So obviously there's a lot of stuff I need to do, but I would love to have answers for them. And
Yes.
I talked about pricing. I saw you had you showed us a module that talked about pricing. I hadn't looked at that.
Yes. So here's a couple of things I'm going to mention to you about the pricing, and I think this is going to be helpful for everyone who's on the call. So pricing is something that you should only ever discuss with a prospect at the end of a sales cycle, at the end of a sales choreography. Meaning that the way we have this outlined is that you go over their pain points, you go over the discovery section, you go over why they're struggling, you go over why Tina's overweight and her husband doesn't find her attractive anymore. You go over why Tina is really struggling and she's like, you know what, I don't know if I'm going to be alive to see my grandkids. You go over all of that with the prospect before you go over pricing, because when anybody hears about pricing, especially when we talk about high ticket pricing, the way that we teach you guys how to do it, they're going to start to compare you to Planet Fitness down the street and be like, what the heck? That is way too much money. There's no way I'm going to ever pay that in my entire life. And so when somebody asks you about pricing, this is what you do, Rashad, and this is for everyone else on the call as well. And this is very true, because the way that we talk about pricing is that the pricing is individual to everyone's goals. I'm going to say that again. The pricing is individual to everyone's goals. The program for Tina, who has to lose 50 pounds, is going to be different than John, who has to lose 15 pounds. And so the pricing is kind of determining on their package, depending on how long they're going to be with you and how long they actually need to be able to be in the program. And so what you do is you basically tell somebody, hey, the pricing is really individual. And actually, I have a script. Let me go ahead and share you guys a script. I have a really good script for this. Let me show you the script that I think you guys will find really valuable. And I'll go ahead and drop this inside of the chat box on Zoom that I think you guys are going to find really, really valuable on here. So let me go ahead and open this on here. Give it a second. On here. So we have a script that we've utilized back when we were doing NutriFit pretty regularly. And that script goes over kind of the verbiage of what you can say. So let me go over to NutriFit Wellness, go over to boards. Actually, I think it's going to be over here. And so basically the point being is that what you guys want to do is you guys want to make sure that you guys aren't just revealing everything off the bat, because at the end of the day, not only do you not know the pricing, but also they're going to start comparing you to other people. Because if you tell somebody, hey, the program is, $1,500 for 12 weeks, they're going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, that's way too much money. I'm never going to pay that in my entire life. And so what you do is, let me show you on here. You go over, you guys don't have to worry about this. This is in our internal system on here. But let me tell you, cost, price question, who are you? Cost, right here. So we customize the program based on health status, injuries, medication, experience, types of diets, needs. So we have many different options that are available, and we can just go ahead and talk about that on the call. This is the gist of what we talk about. Let me go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and copy this, and I'm going to tweak this for you guys a little bit on here so that way you guys can see. This is some live coaching right here. We customize the program around your health. We have many different options available depending on your goals. This is why we do the free consultation, so we can go over your goals and see what program would work best for you. Sound fair? That is the verbiage that you guys want to go ahead and use whenever you guys are talking to people and somebody asks you, what's the price? Because that's going to say, cool, that sounds awesome. Let me go ahead and schedule a call with you. You send them your Calendly link, you get them on a call, you follow the rest of the sales choreography process.
Copy that.
Does that make sense, brother?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and drop this inside of the chat box right now, so everyone has that as well. So that way you guys can have, it's called an obstacle overcome. So that way you guys can go ahead and copy that and save that in your notes, save that somewhere on your phone. So that way you guys have that as well. And so obviously we've been doing this for a long time. So we got a gazillion different scripts for every single question that anyone's ever asked us, and from a nutrition standpoint. But we're here to be able to give you guys tidbits as you guys need help throughout the process.
All right. Appreciate
Awesome,
it.
brother. And then once you get to the strategy session, then the actual pricing of the program, we talk about that in the actual strategy session training.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yep.
Awesome.
Very
Cool,
cool.
brother. If you have any other questions, make sure you drop them in the chat box. All right.
Alrighty.
Awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Next up, let's go ahead and jump into talking to Emilio. I'm going to go ahead and put this script right here. And then the other training on pricing is inside the strategy session training in the portal. Awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. Emilio, I'm going to bring you on right now. Promote to panelist. And everyone else who's on the call right now, if you guys have questions, please go ahead and drop them inside of the Zoom chat so that way we can go ahead and go over them. Yo, Emilio, my man, what's popping?
How are we doing, sir? How are we doing?
Doing good, my man. What's up with you?
I just had some quick questions on the featured photos part about the Facebook profile.
Yes, sir.
I was talking about how you would use the photos you gave us, the before and afters,
Mm-hmm.
and how we use those for our featured photos. But then I just finished the video of the featured photo, the one we create.
Mm-hmm.
You said to get rid of all other featured photos and then just leave that one as a big one.
That's a great point. So this is something that we need to update in the training, and this is why we do the live classes, so that way you guys can get the most up-to-date information. Is that when we made that training, and this is something that Facebook is currently rolling out, is that on the featured photos, they've kind of made this into like some kind of like story kind of thing, right? So some profiles you can see on Angela's, this looks like a story on here, right? And so she has pictures of herself on here. I believe when I was on Emilio's on here, let me show you. Not Emilio, I apologize. I was on Rashad's on here. Rashad here. I think Rashad still has the old one. So you can see here, if I compare it, if I show you what Angela's looks like, and if I show you what Rashad's looks like, you'll see Rashad actually has the one that's in the training. So he has the one that's like all the squares and stuff like that. And then the new one that some profiles have is like the story one. And so
That's what I have.
Yep. And that's the one. If you have that one, our recommendation now is probably only just stick to leaving the testimonial before and afters on there, because of the fact that if you did have that one big one, it wouldn't really show properly on the featured photos anymore. So what you can do is you can just leave the before and afters on there. And so that way it just shows that, hey, you know what, this is somebody who is in fitness and he kind of works with people and gets them results from there as well.
Could I use both? Like, because what I did was I still have it in there. You can still see it on my profile. Just that featured photo. And then you can, because it scrolls if you have more than like 3, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah, that's fine. You can leave it. That's a good one, actually. The way that you have it set up, I actually love that. That's really good. You actually set them up as different featured photos, so that way it kind of goes one by one. That's phenomenal. Actually, I think I like that way better, is that you had the main featured photo for the Facebook group there, and then you had all of the testimonials one by one after that, which is phenomenal. So the way you have it set up right now, my man, is perfect.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely. Great question on there. And I hope everyone is able to get that as well. If you guys have follow-up questions on that, let me know in the chat box so I can go over any questions you have about that. Was that the only question you had, my man?
Yeah, that's it, because I'm gonna start the group launch soon. I finished creating everything for the group, and I'm gonna do the live stream hopefully this week.
I love it. You're off to the races, my man. Keep me posted and keep us posted. And then if you have any other questions, drop them in the chat box. All right.
Thanks, sir.
Awesome. Absolutely, my man. Absolutely. Good stuff. Really good questions on here. Trevor, I'm going to bring you on right now so we can go ahead and go over the couple questions that you had in regards to the tracking conversion rate. Trevor, you are on. If you want to go ahead and unmute yourself, you can go ahead and Hey, there he is, the man, the myth, the legend. What's popping, brother?
I got to look away because it, for some reason, it went onto another screen in my office. So,
okay, cool. No problem.
I don't know why that happened, but so the sheet, I think I found it. I just don't have access to it. So when that happens, I would imagine I'll just probably email support.
Great question. So are you talking about, so just FYI, what Trevor's asking about, everyone, is he's talking about how to track your call closing percentage, how to be able to get the data on there. And so what you're going to do is, Trevor, what you should be able to do is underneath business intelligence sheet, there's going to be the resource section. And when you open up that sheet, you will not be able to edit that sheet. What you need to do is to actually go to file, and then you need to click on make a copy. That's what you need to do.
when I had clicked on this sheet the other day, it hang on, which one are you in?
That'll be step number 3, tracking sales.
Business intelligence. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. And then under the resources
Well, I
section
had
right
clicked
there.
on this. I'm in it. Cool. Yeah.
Yep.
Before it had just said I didn't have access to it, so all good
okay.
now.
Yeah. So this one, even this one, the one that you click on, you won't actually be able to edit this one. So what you need to do is click on File and then make a copy and then put that into your Google Drive.
Cool.
Does that make sense?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, cool.
Thank you so much.
Hey, even simple questions are important questions. So it's a real.
Right.
Did you have anything else before I put you back into the attendee section?
No, thank you.
Awesome. Absolutely. No problem. If you do have any other questions, make sure you drop them in the chat box, brother.
I will.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. I saw, Angela, you posted a question in terms of where's the training on how to be able to edit your before and afters. The training on that, Angela, just FYI, is over here. Step number 1, foundations setup, adding featured photos to your profile. Adding featured photos to your profile under step number 1 is going to be where you're going to be on there. Erica, you said, speaking of the photo, the Facebook group photo at the top cuts off on cell phones. Can we fix that? Yes. So what Erica is asking is the featured photo up here, it cuts off on cell phones. What you need to do is you need to just go ahead and work on the spacing of the picture. So you can see here, Emilio went ahead and put this picture on here. If he had put this picture in Canva underneath his profile photo, it would have been cut off. And so you just need to make sure and play around with it on Canva. So we provide for you guys the template. When you go into group setup, you go over here to profile funnel. We give you guys the actual template. All you need to do is you need to just go ahead and click on that and go from there. Mike, don't worry, I got you, brother. I got you on here as well. We're going to give you some love as well. Mike, I'm going to go ahead and bring you on as an attendee. So that way, as a panelist, so that way we can answer your question as well. Mike, I love you, bro. You're a funny dude, my man. Mike, you are on. Where Mike at?
Yo.
What's poppin', brother?
Man, I appreciate it. Yeah, I got a couple of little questions. I was hoping you were gonna answer them with somebody else's questions, but I don't know. So for one, I'm curious on, is that the same script as I was using before, the recommendation 2?
I'm not sure. You'd have to go through the training and find that out. I'm not 100% sure if that was the same script you're using in the old program or not.
Okay, and where is the where's the script in the new Grow program right now?
Yeah, absolutely. So everything related to sales, we've simplified everything. Everything related to sales and booking calls is under step number 3, module number 4, which is called strategy session.
Okay, I'm like almost there, but I have a call today here in like an hour. So I was like, oh, I need to know what I'm using. But yeah, and then also like I just kind of wanted to discuss with you because I did my live stream yesterday, my lunch, and it was good. It was interesting. You know, the first one you always got to work out the bugs and everything. Yep. But yeah, I had some technical difficulties. I guess my mic is, I don't know, for some reason on Facebook and in message, like normal iMessage, the mic won't pick anything up except for static. But when I'm on Instagram, like I'll do Instagram lives for one of my pages and it works fine there. So I don't know what's going on there. If there's some like setting I could adjust, or
I actually have no idea on that one. I mean, we literally just, I mean, we typically use our computers. Coach Malik uses his iPhone. He doesn't use any specific headphones or anything. He just uses the phone audio. So that one, I don't have an answer to that. If it means that you have to use a headset, you might just have to use a headset. It might just be a phone issue that you might be having.
Okay. And I had to restart the live video and I used my headphones from the gym because they have a built-in mic.
Okay.
But people said there was like an echo. So what are you just using, like stock iPhone headset right now?
Yep, that's all I'm using.
Okay.
And I prefer I prefer, like I have AirPods too, like the wireless ones. I just prefer the wired ones because I hate having to charge batteries and stuff. So I just prefer the wired.
Right.
Everyone has their own preference.
Do the earbuds work pretty well too?
Yeah, the AirPods are solid. Apple AirPods are amazing.
Okay, cool. Because my buddy, he let me borrow some, so I'm going to try that for the next video.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me ask you, for your
also
call that you got scheduled here, I apologize, let me interrupt here real quick. Is the call that you have scheduled, did you already do a quick chat with the person, or are you going to go directly to strategy session?
Well, I messaged with her a little bit. This was
Okay.
gonna just be a quick chat.
Good. So then go through the quick chat training for that then.
Okay. And is that new, or is because
Yeah, quick chat training. Quick chat training is complete. That was not in the launch program at all. So you go quick
Okay.
chat training, and then at the end of the quick chat, you schedule them for the strategy session.
because it used to be the value and then the recommendation.
There you go. Yeah.
So now
So
it's
if you
quick chat.
Yeah, so value call is just, we talk about that in the quick chat training, that value call is just another word for quick chat.
Okay. And is that the same script as launch before?
I don't think there was a value call training inside of launch before that. I don't remember, but you have to go through the training and see if that's the
Okay.
same training or not.
Yeah, I'll try and check before 7 o'clock here. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, because I have a script for the value call. Like that's always what I do. I always do the 2 steps unless they're just beyond ready and it seems, really well set up and everything. But
Yep.
so also I did my video. I contacted a few people, scheduled 2 calls from it, so that's not bad.
Okay, awesome.
And it got a little bit of attention, but not a lot.
Okay.
So I was wanting to. I know I'm going to do a couple of posts like before, like I'm going to do my live stream every Monday. So I'm going to do a couple of posts like a client win and then something else this week, just to kind of keep doing that. So today, what I was working on while I was up here at the shop was asking people to join, just trying to create some conversations and stuff. Other than that, and the just trying to get through the training, what else should I be doing in the group?
So the biggest thing that in the group you shouldn't be doing, I mean, other than your live stream and your anticipation post, the next big thing that you're going to need to do is you need to then focus on lead gen, and you need to be getting more people into the group. And so if you're not growing your group so just as a benchmark, if anybody wants to do $100,000 a month in their online business inside their Facebook group, you need 33 new people to join your group every single day. If you're going to do $50,000 a month, you need 17 people to join your group every single day. If you're trying to do $10,000 a month, you need 17 divided by 5. You need about 3 to 4 people to join your group every single day. So let me go ahead and write that down for you, so that way you have those benchmarks on here.
Okay.
If you are trying to do 10K a month, you're going to want to have 3 to 4 people a day join your group. If you're trying to do 50K per month, 50 month, then you're going to need 17 people a day to join your group. If you're trying to do $1 million group, if you're trying to do 100K a month, then you need 33 people a day to join your group. Now, obviously, some of you guys are like, where the heck am I going to find that many people to join a group? That's why typically on these levels here, that's when you're running Facebook ads. And that's where we have clients like Kaylin and some of our students who are running Facebook ads. And all of the training for the Facebook ads is already inside of step number 5 as well. And then that way, the biggest thing for you is focusing on getting more new people into the group. And you can use organic in order to get them into the group in the beginning as well.
Okay. And so right now I'm inviting, Coach Malik suggested to invite 20 people a day, and I'm getting about 3 or 4 people to join every day.
Good.
I think I'm at like 60 right now. And I know a lot of them haven't been like active, like they haven't even watched the live. It's been basically 24 hours. So like I know that they'll be kind of lagging behind.
And they won't watch the live. Majority of the people who join your group are not going to watch the live. The live is there as killer content, where when you're messaging people, you can tag people in the live, you can tag people in your honeypot posts. Like majority of the people in your group are not going to watch your live. Gotcha.
Yeah. So is there like a cap, or is there a limit of how many people can join in a day or anything like that?
No,
I mean what, like did Coach Malik just say 20 a day just as like a minimum standard?
Yeah, like just you want to get as many people into your group as possible.
I mean, I could invite like 1,000 people a day. It doesn't matter, right?
Oh yeah, like absolutely. I mean, if you get 33 people a day, you're at $100,000 a month. So if you find a way to get 1,000 people a day to join your group, Mike, like let us know, so that way, because you're probably gonna be doing like $1 million a month business right there. So if you let us know, because making $1 million a month would be pretty awesome.
All right, that's the goal.
I love it. You got any other preguntas for me, my man?
I think that's pretty much it for right now. I just got to go through that sales training real quick and check out the scripts and everything, and hopefully the 2 calls this week go well. One of those was actually a girl I had talked to months and months and months ago, And now she's in the group and she messaged me. I didn't even message her. And she's like, hey, like, it's time. Like, I really need help and everything. So I'm like, all right, let's schedule calls. So one today, one tomorrow. So hopefully Thursday I can report some good news.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call the compound effect of Facebook groups and the lead nurture method that we teach inside the program. We have a whole training that I talk about this a little bit more, is that you're going to have people who literally you message, they don't reply back to you. And then 3 months later, they're like, yo, I've seen your post. I was busy. I'm ready to get started. A lot of the people who are, you guys are as our students. You guys, a lot of people, I know that Angela was on the call last week and the week before that, talking about how Coach Malik and our setters were following up with Angela. Coach Malik followed up with Angela for like 3 months before she joined the program, before she joined OFP. And now her entire life has changed because she's been crushing it with the program. And so I say that to show you guys that the compounding effect of groups is that you guys are not in business for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You guys are in business for years to come. And so there's planting seeds that you're doing, and those seeds are going to turn into customers in the long term.
100%. I talked to Coach Malik for probably a couple months before I signed with you guys.
There you go. There you go.
I've even had people message me. Like I had this girl the other day message me saying, hey, like my life's really crazy. I'm moving. I'm doing all this stuff. I got a new job, blah, blah, blah. And I love what you're doing. And I'm going to work with you. I just can't yet. And so I was just kind of picking at her a little bit, like, okay, cool. What's going on? And she's like, yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't do it yet. So, I mean, they want in. So
there you go.
That's what matters.
It's just a matter of consistency. It becomes that snowball effect that Angela was talking about earlier today on the coaching call, was that you need to stay consistent with it. And then over time, you're going to have these people that you were planting seeds with months ago, and they turn into clients 2-3 months later. And so we talk about that in the compounding effect of groups, is that with each post, it feeds more posts. With each Facebook Live that you have, it nurtures people even more. So you might message somebody today, and then they see your Facebook Live like 2 weeks later, and then they finally get back to you on Facebook Messenger, and then they actually start that conversation and book a call with you. So it's just a matter of staying consistent and keeping on doing the work every single day.
Got it. Yeah, I'm just going to focus on trying to get as many new people in consistently as I can. And
that's what it's
I'm actually looking forward to my next live stream. Like, I think it's going to be a lot better.
I love it. And you're going to get better every single time you do it. And the biggest thing here, my man, is make sure that you review step number 2 and make sure that you're following the content calendar that we lay out in there. So that way your group is popping and you're actually doing everything properly in there.
Okay. Got it.
Good stuff, brother. Good questions.
Thank you, man.
Absolutely, my man. Absolutely. If you have any other questions, Mike, make sure you go ahead and drop them in the chat box down below.
Will do.
Awesome. Good stuff. The other question I saw pop in here was, Erica, you were asking about how do you actually go ahead and how do you actually save the script? So this is a training I'm going to go ahead and probably make for you guys, for some of you who don't know how to use Google Docs, which is perfectly fine. A lot of people haven't used Google Docs in the past. Is that whenever there is a resource that you need to save, whenever there's a resource inside of the training portal that you need to go ahead and make a copy of, what you need to do is you will not be able to edit the template. What you need to do is you need to go over to the top left, you click on File, and then you click on Make a Copy. That make a copy is going to allow you to then be able to download that file into your Google Drive. And so this is going to apply to every single resource in the entire program, whether that be the business intelligence sheet, whether that be the sales scripts, whatever it is that is a resource inside of the OFP program, you will have to make a copy of it because you will not be able to edit the original version. Obviously, if everyone was editing the original version, it would be a mess. And so what you need to do is you need to make your own copy, and you need to save your own copy by click on File, and then you make a copy, and then take it from there. So I hope that helps, Erica. I know that was a question that I saw that you had posted in here as well. So awesome. I love it. I don't see any other questions that are popping in here. So I'm going to get ready to go ahead and close out the show. But if anybody does have any other questions, I'm going to go ahead and stay on for a couple more minutes and see if anybody has any other questions, so that way we can go ahead and answer any questions that anybody has on here. Jen, Susanna, Josh, I do see you guys on here as well. So if you guys do have questions, go ahead and drop any questions that you guys have. Rashad, I saw you have a quick question. I'm gonna go ahead and put you as a panelist. Jen, I would love to hear how you're doing. If you can go ahead and let me know in the chat box if you need any help. Josh, let me know if you have any questions as well. Susanna, let me know if you have any questions, so that way I can answer any questions you have. What's popping, brother? You said you had a quick question?
Yeah, like we talked earlier, and I told you how I'm not just new to this program, I'm new to Facebook. So I have no followers, right? I think the only real follower I have right now is Coach Malik, right? So my question is, should I wait to get some more followers before I do my live stream, because what point would I have a live stream when nobody's watching?
Great question. Great question. So the live stream, my man, is actually going to happen inside of your Facebook group. So what I would recommend is that I would say get your first probably, let's say 10 people inside of your Facebook group, and then go ahead and do your first live stream inside of the group.
Copy that. All right.
Good question. Good question. I love it, brother. If you got anything, make sure you drop it down below. All right, brother?
All right. Thanks.
Awesome. 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 Cool. Jen, you said you're just trying to catch up on stuff for being down. I completely understand. I appreciate the update. Thank you so much for keeping on letting me know. Susanna, if you can let me know how you're doing as well. Josh, let me know if you have any questions. If anybody has any other questions, go ahead and let me know in the Zoom chat down below. If not, I'm going to go ahead and close out the show here in a couple minutes. If anybody has any other questions, happy to go ahead and help. And as always, as a reminder for everyone who's on the call right now, all of these calls are recorded and put inside of the OFP coaching portal. All you would do is you click on continue lesson, you go over to June, and then the recordings are going to be there. And then also all of the notes that I'm taking for everyone who asks a question is under the coaching call notes as well. So you can just go ahead and click on that and then go from there. Awesome. Susanna, you said you're also just trying to catch up, which is fine. I love it. Susanna, the other thing, and this is going to be helpful for everyone else as well, we are working on putting some awesome organic training for you guys as well. So for those of you who are hesitant to run Facebook ads, then what you can do is you can go ahead and leverage organic marketing. And that was actually what we used to teach originally in the older program, but we found that Facebook ads got a lot of faster results. And that's why we started teaching Facebook ads primarily, but organic marketing is absolutely phenomenal as well. And so that's going to be here shortly in step number 5, where it's going to be growing your group organically. Obviously, Mike, who was on the call a little bit while ago, he was in our previous program where he's become a master at organic. And that's how he's able to get 3 or 4 people into his group every single day using organic. So he's not running any paid traffic. He's straight just growing his group 3 to 4 people a day using organic. And so the key thing with organic is you need to be messaging everyone. So this is something I told Susanna as well. Susanna, I think you have like 1,400 friends, I think, on Facebook. You need to be messaging every single one of those friends that you have. Actually, you have more than 1,400 friends. That's a lot of friends you have. You have 4,124 friends. You need to be messaging Susanna and everyone else who's on the call right now as well. If you have a lot of Facebook friends, you need to be messaging 10 to 20 of those people every single day and saying, hey, I have a new group. Would you be interested in joining? Let me tell you where the script would be. Under group launch, under the group launch campaign, in the resources section, there is a script right here that says, hey, hey friend, right? So in the case of Susanna, if I go over to Susanna, you go, hey Charlotte, this is Susanna. I'm thinking about starting a group. And then would you be interested, would you or somebody you know be interested in something like that? You need to be messaging that message to 10 to 20 people every single day. Especially you, Susanna, who has a lot. You have 4,000 people who are your friends on Facebook, which is insane. I'm sure Rashad, who's on the call right now, he literally has one friend who's a real friend on Facebook. Rashad, I'll say that again. Rashad, who's on the call right now, has one friend on Facebook who is Coach Malik. He would kill to have 4,100 friends on Facebook. Rashad just posted lol in the comment section right now. He would kill to have 4,000 friends on Facebook. And so if you have a lot of friends on Facebook, you need to be messaging 10 to 20 of those people every single day and going ahead and taking them from there. Susanna, you said, when I do, mostly get ignoring or saying no. I get so many invites to groups every day, and I think people get tired of just being invited from someone they don't know. So here's the thing, Susanna, is that you got to build a relationship with these people. Is that if you have 4,000 friends on Facebook, you don't have to message and spam them this. You can say, hey, Charlotte, this is Susanna. I'm trying to, I saw you were friends on Facebook with me. I live in Colorado and would love to be able to network with you. And so you just go ahead and network with people. Angela's a superstar at this. She goes ahead and networks with a lot of people. And you can see that's why Angela's absolutely blowing up. And so I understand, Susanna, that you get a lot of invites to groups every single day, but I'm not saying that you should invite everyone to your group off the bat. You should have a conversation with them. And so if it's somebody that you don't know, maybe this message doesn't work in the beginning. Maybe what you need to do instead is you need to go ahead and have a conversation with them and say, hey, by the way, I don't know if you know this. Thanks for talking to me about yourself, Charlotte. I'm a fitness coach, and I would love if you join my free group if it's something that you're interested in. And so I promise you 10 to 20 people a day. Even Mike, when he joined with us, he didn't have a large following. And so it's just a matter of doing the work consistently. I promise you, if you message 10 to 20 people every single day, you will have 2 to 3 people who will reply back to you, and you'll have 1 to 2 people who will join your group from there. I know that because we've done it hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times in the past. And so it works. It's just a matter of making sure that you're able to put in the work to make sure you do that. Erica, you had a question on here. So you said, so we just need to invite people, not people asking to be a part, allowing them to say yes. Erica, I don't 100% understand this. I'm going to go ahead and unmute you here for a second, so that way I can understand your question. And then I'm going to go ahead and close out the show after Erica's question right here. What's up, Erica? Oh, you have to unmute yourself actually right on here.
Sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
So in like the training, we typically want like our clients or the people to be the ones to say like, yes, I want to be a part of the group, or yes, I want you to send me this, or yes, I forgot what you guys call it in the
like raising your hand.
Well, yeah, like hand raising, but there was another, I can't remember. I went through it, but the whole point is, in order to get more people, not you're telling us like, just invite people, like invite, like, I mean, I have 4,000, I can't invite no more people. I mean, I can't accept any more friends because or else they're going to like block me on Facebook. Yeah. But I think a lot like the other person, I forgot her name, the one that you were just, Jen, I think, yep. Or whomever it was. Like a lot of these people I don't know, like, or they're just, or I think it was you, or if it was Coach Malik, like I was telling you, like a lot of these people are guys who are just like on my Facebook. And when I started doing lives like 4 or 5 years ago, I ended up getting like a whole bunch of people that wanting to be my friends on Facebook. And it's just has grown. So
yep. So here's the organic strategy for everyone who's interested. Okay, this is the organic strategy, and I'm going to go ahead and talk to everyone about this organic strategy right now. So number one thing that everyone needs to be doing who's on this call right now, who does not want to run paid ads and wants to grow, you need to be adding 10 to 20 new people as friends on Facebook who are mutual friends. Let me tell you what that means right now. So what you would do is, Erica and everyone else who's on the call, you would find somebody that you are friends with. So if, let's say, for example, I was going to go over to, let's say I go to Coach Malik's profile. I'm going to go over to Caleb. When I go over to Caleb, Caleb has on here, let me see how many friends Caleb has. So Caleb has his friends disabled. So I can't see Caleb's friends. So I'm going to find somebody else. Let's say if I find Antonio, I'm going to go over to Antonio. Antonio has 4,975 friends. I go over and I click see all friends. Once I click on see all friends, I say, hey, you know what, Bruce, I went to school with Bruce. I go over to Bruce. I say, hey, this is old Brucey. I haven't been friends with him in a long time. I'm going to go ahead and click add friend. You need to do that 10 to 20 times. So you go ahead and find people that you went to school with, mutual friends, you find friends of friends, people that you may not know, but you know them through somebody else. So let's say, for example, I knew Antonio from school. I don't know Bruce, but I go ahead and add Bruce as a friend because Bruce is going to see that I'm friends with Antonio. He's going to be like, hey, I might actually know Yasin. And so therefore he's going to add me as a friend. So step number one, add 10 to 20 people as new friends on Facebook who are mutual friends, somebody that you know, friends of friends. You just go ahead and add 10 to 20 people. One pro tip for this, do not spam friend requests. Otherwise, Facebook will block you. So you don't want to go into Antonio's friends and go add friend, add friend, add friend, add friend, add friend. You don't want to do that because then Facebook's going to be like, this guy's just spamming people as adding them as friends, and you're going to get an alert. Make sure you're only adding people that you know as friends on Facebook. So you want to make sure you're doing this slowly and deliberately. Maybe you like every 1 minute, 2 minutes, you're sending out a Facebook friend request. So this should only take you about 10 to 20 minutes to do. Okay. That's step number one. Step number two, scraping and going through all of your current friends on Facebook and starting conversations with them, getting to know them. So if this is cold prospect, someone you don't know, then you have a conversation with them. If this is a warm prospect, AKA someone you know, ask them if they are interested in the free, ask them if they or someone they know are interested in the free group to learn how to lose weight. So what do I mean by this? So this is for Susanna and as well as Erica. You have 4,000 friends on Facebook. Some of them you don't know. So if somebody that you don't know, you want to go ahead and have a conversation with them. Say, hey, my name is Yasin. I live in Dallas, Texas. We're friends on Facebook. I just wanted to go ahead and reach out. It's really great to meet with you. What's going on in your world? Have a little bit of a conversation with them, maybe a couple sentences, get to know them a little bit. And all of a sudden they've gone from being a cold prospect to being a warm prospect. And then somewhere in the conversation to say, hey, you have 3 kids. It must be really hard to eat healthy. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I am a fitness coach. It would be really awesome if you or anybody you know would be interested in losing weight. You can join my free group here. That's for cold prospects. For warm people, for people that you already have a relationship with, right? Old clients, friends, family, whatever that might look like, you can just go ahead and say, hey, I just launched a group, and then send them the link to the group from there. And so out of 4,000 people, you telling me that you can't do that for 50 or 100 people? It's going to be possible. I promise you, because we used to teach organic as the only strategy back in the day. And so Mike and a lot of our other clients here know they used to only learn before Facebook group, before we taught Facebook groups, we used to only teach organic. And so I know organic works. It just requires a little bit of elbow grease because you have to go in there and actually do the work. And so in the beginning, either you have time or you have money. That's why I tell people who are starting out, either you have time or you have money. If you have money, you go ahead and put it into Facebook ads. If you don't have money, that means you got to have time, because if you don't have time or money, that means that you're just literally like, you're just a broke person who has nothing, which is not good. You got to be able to have time or money. If you have time, then you got to do organic. If you have money, then you got to do paid. That's what it looks like in order to be able to actually grow the business from there. I'm just saying I'm not saying it won't work. Cool. Susanna, you said I get tons of those every day where other women are trying to do the same thing. And that's perfectly fine, Susanna. I'm not sure where you get them from. But I'm telling you that and like you said, I know you're saying it won't, you're not saying that it won't work, which is good. I want you to have a positive attitude about this, because it will work if you go ahead and make sure you do it enough times. So I promise you that it will work from there. So I hope that makes sense, Erica. I know that you're muted now. If you went ahead and follow that organic strategy on there, let me know. And then.
Yes, I got it. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And like I said, here in about end of next week and the week after that, we are going to have a full, robust organic training. We already have it recorded because, like I said, we used to teach this exclusively in our older programs. And so we're going to go ahead and put all of that training together for you guys and have the organic training ready to rock and roll inside of the OFP Grow program. So with that, that is the coaching call. See, Mike says there, organic works. It's just a numbers game. It definitely takes time, but is effective. I'm going to go ahead and put Mike's comment right here. Mike's comment. Organic works. It's just a numbers game. Definitely takes time, but it's also very effective. So I'm telling you, it absolutely works. And we're going to make sure that we put that training together for you guys so you guys can follow that. But in the meantime, don't just be sitting on your butts waiting for the training, everyone. Make sure that you guys are adding 10 to 20 new people a day. If you don't have space to add 10 to 20 new people a day, pro tip, if you already are maxed out at 5K friends, go through and delete people that you don't care about. So if you have a bunch of guys who you know that are not going to be good prospects, go ahead and delete those people as friends. Go ahead and unfriend them so you can make space for yourself to add 10 to 20 new people who are going to be more ideal prospects. So I hope that makes sense, everyone. I know we went a little bit over time on this coaching call, but I really wanted to over deliver for you guys here on this terrific Tuesday. I think that's about it. I'm going to go ahead and close out the show. If you guys found value in this coaching call, if you guys can go ahead and let me know in the comment section below, so I know that you guys appreciate the overtime that I just wanted to go ahead and make sure I over deliver for you guys. We will be here at the same place, same time tomorrow, as well as on Thursday. Coach Malik will be handling both of those coaching calls because of the fact that I will be traveling. I will be going to DC. I have a meeting there, so I'm going to be handling that. But so Coach Malik is going to be on the coaching call on Wednesday and Thursday. So make sure you guys show up, give him your energy, give him your excitement, show some support. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for you guys. Appreciate you guys as well. And then we will catch you guys on the next coaching call. Take care, everyone. Have a terrific Tuesday. Take care. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, everyone.